of actually top two next
I'd actually
season.
prefer to not go up this season.
So would I.
Because we've got such a young
You
squad.
prefer not to go to the Premier
I actually
League?
would prefer to not get promoted
not
this year.
Prefer, but
I would. I genuinely would.
For me, I want Sunderland to go to the Premier League and not just make up the numbers. I want us to go there and actually be the club I think we can be.
Right, so we're here after the game with
Kyle.
How would you analyse that game?
It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. I know we won. Oh, yeah. So I felt like we could have done better. I felt like we should have pressed higher. I felt like Sunderland should have had more of the ball. They should have been more clinical in the final third. Middlesbrough were dangerous every time on the ball. It just felt uncomfortable, which is what a derby should be, to be fair. So that was good in the sense of it being a derby. But I just felt like we should have controlled more of the ball, especially in the final third of their half.
The red card. Was it a red?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That obviously changed the game, you feel, yeah?
Yeah, 100% changed the game though. I felt like it was, from where I was up in the concourse, it looked like a red card from where I was at. But it did change the game.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough took their foot off the gas a little bit. That changed the game. They were still strong in the middle of the park, but their final third wasn't as progressive as it was before that.
Yeah. Was it inside the box as well, if you got a good view of it?
100%.
On the cameras, it was a little bit...
Absolutely.
You reckon, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's January transfer window. Who do you want to sign?
Sims has been good. Bring him back. He was positive. He had 3 or 4 games before he left us where he was scoring goals. He was being...
Is a striker what you need, do you reckon?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, definitely. I think today, it proved that striker is what we need. You know, Ross was great, but his movement wasn't always the best. He needs support. So if we could have 2 strikers, you know, one to bounce off the other, or if one is injured or not doing so well, then we can rely on the other one. I think definitely we do need another one. So yeah, I'd say if we can bring him back in, that's a positive move.
Yeah, that was a big win against someone who's going for top 6 as well. Does that show that you guys can push for top 6? Is that kind of where you're hoping for at the end of the season now?
Personally, I'm just looking for top half of the table at the end of the season, top 10, top 12. If we can get
a couple of points off top 3.
But yeah, but it's tough, isn't it? Like this,
a
lot of my mates text me saying like this season, you look at everyone and there's only 3 or 4 points between 6 or 7 positions. So absolutely, no, you're right. Should we be pushing for it? Maybe. Would I like us to push for it? I'm comfortable where we are at the moment. I think next season is the big push. But if we can do it now, then why not? Like, I mean, the fans would love it, so why not? Yeah, go for it.
From the opposition side, what do you think of Borough's season this season?
Carrick has instilled something in them that they've missed for a long time.
Yeah.
They were hit and miss. They had maybe one good game in 3 or 4 before he came in, and now he's got like a better game in them. They're passing the ball better. They're moving the ball better. So I think he has been huge in the change that they are. Whether that's gonna push them into the top 6 or whatever, I don't know. But certainly he has made a change in them that we can all see, and the Borough fans will feel. One of my best friends is a Borough fan, and he said he loves this new change that's come in, so he's very excited about it. And if he is, then surely the rest of them are.
Yeah. And a tricky question for the last one: who's more likely to go up whenever it is Sunderland or Middlesbrough? Who's going to go up to the Premier League first?
Well, Borough have been in the Championship for a long time, haven't they? And they hit and miss with managers and changes, and we wouldn't just go back. Oh, it's a big one that.
You're going for Borough.
No, I'm not. I want to say Sunderland, but I don't know. I think next season is where we'll know the answer to that. This season, I don't think either of us are really ready for it. Yeah. Whether they get or not, I don't think either of us are ready for it. But I think.
I spoke to someone before, and they said they didn't actually want to go because they thought it's too early.
Sunderland fan. Oh, really? Yeah. I'd probably agree with that to a degree. I think next season is where we can build to a Premiership push. Borough, I don't know, I can't speak for them, but I'd agree with that. I think next season is our push.
Okay, so we're here after that result with?
Jamie.
And you're Borough, yeah?
Borough, yeah.
How do you analyse the game?
Can't even put it in words. Sunderland were better team by far, and completely deserved it, to be fair.
So before and after the red card, because the red card probably changed the game, yeah?
Well, it was definitely a red card, but apparently outside the box, maybe, but...
Cameras, I was watching at Sky.
I haven't seen the replay, but I've heard it's apparently outside the box. But they deserved it, to be fair, and it was coming. We had it coming for us. So
there's now not much difference between the pair of yous. Who's more likely to go up to the Premier League the first time, and where do you expect Sunderland and Middlesbrough to end at the end of the season?
To be fair, I could see us both in the playoffs, and I think a lot of Borough fans have been saying about Borough Sunderland playoff final. I don't see why it can't happen, but I think definitely both should be pushing for playoffs and can get up there. If they keep playing the way they're playing, then it's good to see both teams doing well in this. I mean,
you're linked with Stuart. Has that gone down a bit now? It hasn't been said.
I think it's gone down now massively, especially now we've got Cameron Archer, and he's a good player on loan, but he should be solid for us. But no, I don't think we need Stuart now. We've got Archer and we've got Tuber up top, and I don't see why we need him personally.
Yeah. Who do you want in January now? Then, if you're moving on from a striker.
Just a bit of backup, really. I think our starting 11's pretty strong. I think Tommy Smith's had a lot of doubts at right back, but he has been brilliant. To be fair, he's upped his game since he's been brought in. So just a couple of backup players, off the bench players, just because we seem to
strengthen the squad.
Yeah, just bring the strength up, really, back up.
Yeah, and the new manager, he's come in. Fantastic,
oh, he's brilliant, and he's absolutely superb compared to Wilder. I mean, forget about him now. Now we've got Carrick. He's absolutely unbelievable. Turn the season around.
Can he take you to the Premier League, whether it's this season next, you think?
I think definitely he can. I think if we'd have had him from the start, I think we'd be up there with Sheffield United and Burnley, definitely. It's a shame Wilder had to screw us up at the start of the season, so, but yeah, definitely.
And you expect Middlesbrough and Sunderland, you're hoping that they'll both get top 6?
Well, I think Borough should definitely get it, and I think Sunderland will be pushing for 6th or 5th, definitely.
Middlesbrough's more likely?
I think Borough should be pushing for 3rd or 4th, and Sunderland 5th or 6th, definitely.
Yeah, giving up on the top 2. The top 2 seems to be cut away from everyone. Really.
Well, Sheffield United might be getting points off, mightn't they? So if Sheffield United get points deducted, then maybe, but I don't think it's catchable, really.
Muggsy.
Michael,
how do you analyse the game?
Oh, they didn't even have a shot on target. I don't think they did. They had one shot on
Powell
target.
made the great save in the first half.
That's it.
I felt like we dominated it.
Yeah.
We should have been 2 up at half time.
2 or 3 up at half time, I think, yeah. But I don't think they didn't worry us. There was not one moment in the game that I thought we were going to lose.
I felt like we dominated it. It was weird. We felt like it wasn't going to be that type of game, but I felt like we dominated.
Did they have fans there? I don't know. I couldn't hear them. I don't know. I couldn't hear any Middlesbrough fans. Anyway. I don't think they came, but we destroyed them.
Class. We were brilliant. Everyone confident,
Yeah.
attacking, solid at the back.
Yeah.
Great performance.
Did the red card massively impact it, or do you feel you would have won without that?
I think we maybe would have won 1-0. I don't think
It was
they would
going
have
to be
scored.
tighter. We looked a bit. We had loads of ball in the first half. But we weren't clinical.
No. Yeah.
Then once we got the extra man, they had no chance from there.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
chance at all.
Yeah.
And then we got that goal, got the extra man.
Yeah.
It's only one way from there, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
It's now boosted you up to almost top 6. Are you hopeful at the end of the season that's where you'll be finishing? Or
Yeah, I think so. Supposedly there's
The league's
very tight.
It's so tight. It's so
There's
tight.
things coming in that Sims might be coming back on loan. So if that happens,
We've got
I
a
think
few
that's a
injuries.
big thing.
I'd say the squad's a little bit short, but get a couple of
I think-
injuries back. Maybe some player in.
I think there's a lot of
We'll be up there. We'll be up there.
is striker what you need? It's January. Is that what you need?
I think we need a midfielder.
Maybe a midfielder.
Maybe a midfielder.
I think defensively, we're very
We're
good
solid,
defensively.
really solid.
Really
Once
solid
we get
defensively.
Sirkin back and the defenders back,
I
we're
think
solid.
Who would you like in midfield then? If you've identified midfield, who would you like ideally?
Do you know what? We were talking about this earlier. We wouldn't have sent Jim Matete over
I
at
would-
Plymouth.
yeah,
I feel like
I
we're
think
just
in that
missing
game,
a little
yeah.
bit of physicality in the
Yeah,
midfield.
I
Dan
think-
Neil does a great job, but sometimes you're just missing that.
Yeah.
Although Corey Evans, but if he's injured for a little bit, you don't know what
I
he's
think
got.
Jay Matete
We're
would have
probably
been
just missing a
other
bit of
than
a big man in there.
Mishu, come on. I think if Jay Matete was there, I would have put Jay Matete on instead
Yeah,
of
definitely. It would be perfect
Mishu
game
done
for him.
all right. He didn't do anything wrong.
Maybe a bit of a
But
bigger
I
man
think
in midfield.
Mishu,
And then
Matete in the middle there, I think would have
And
been the
then
man.
someone, another striker, so Ross Stewart doesn't have to play the.
If Sims comes back, I'm happy enough with Sims
Is
coming back.
that realistic? Do you think he will come back? He doesn't seem like he's going to have much game time at Everton.
But
I think he should
supposedly
come back.
Everton are getting another striker. They're going to buy a striker now. in
They,
January. So,
Everton are doing so bad.
Why wouldn't he come back?
Everton are doing so bad. They can't rely on
No.
Ellis Sims, so they're going to have to get another striker. in.
Yeah.
So Ellis will come back to us.
Yeah.
Then fucking playoffs.
How would you feel he would do if he was playing for Everton? Is he Premier League ready? You've obviously seen him the first half of the
He
season.
needs a bit more time, but he could do a job. It's Premier League's a different level, isn't it?
completely
Good
different
Championship,
level.
not ready for Premier
I
League.
Quite there.
I think
I'd
he's
say
a-
quite there. He's still young.
I think he's a
really
decent-
young.
he's a decent
He's
challenger
young.
player.
Do you know what I mean?
I still think Ross Stewart's a better player than him. I think Ross Stewart's a
Yeah.
better striker
Yeah.
than him.
Ellis
He's
Sims
linked with a
could-
move as well, Stuart. Is that happening, do you reckon?
Give him what he
No.
wants. Give him what he wants.
Get him
Give him
here.
what he
Give him
wants.
7 year, £100,000 a year.
No,
He'll
give,
be here.
give him what he wants. I think.
He
I
could
think,
get
I
a
think
move. Fair play to him.
No,
He's a great
fair-
striker.
but-
He could play whatever
Well,
he
he was
wants.
linked with Middlesbrough, the rivals
But
today. No?
Why would he
think
go
crazy.
there?
I think it's and Stoke as well, wasn't he? Crazy. Why would you go to Alex Neil, who are battling relegation? I don't understand it at all.
Nah.
If he goes to a Premier League club,
if he goes anywhere.
If he goes to a Premier League club, understandably.
He's
But a championship
he's staying
team,
where he's loved, in where he's flying.
and
not a
I think
chance
that's
for
the biggest
anywhere.
championship team there is.
Is he moving because he feels Middlesbrough? Because this is one of the next questions. Are they more likely? Which one's more likely to go up to the Premier League, Sunderland or Middlesbrough? If you had to
I think, well, manager-wise, I think Middlesbrough have the better.
I
In
think
my opinion,
Middlesbrough-
I think Magic
Middlesbrough are more
Cards.
likely to go up as well. But in terms of like his career, Sunderland
Yeah.
are a better club for him right now and next season. Definitely stay.
I think,
he'll stay.
and more money. I give him the money. I think give him the
all the
money.
money. Give him everything.
Everything.
Whatever he wants.
Whatever he wants. Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
one of the best strikers in the championship, 100%. I think 100. I don't see anyone better.
I don't see him going. I don't think
If he wasn't injured, I think we'd be fighting for the top. Maybe not top 2, but we'd be third place.
He'll be right up there. He'll not go anywhere.
100%.
He's staying.
It's your man, Stefan. Ahmed Diallo should have one
No,
up.
he's not going there. No.
No, with us all there.
What's Stuart
If we,
staying?
do you know what? If we don't go up this season, I definitely think we've a massive chance of actually top 2 next
I'd
season.
actually prefer us to not go up this season.
So would I.
Because we've got such a young
You
squad.
prefer not to go to the
I
Premier
actually
League?
would prefer to not
Well,
get promoted
not
this year.
prefer, but
I would. I genuinely would.
I think-
because we've got a young squad, another year experience. If they go up now, we're in
It
such
put
a
too
building
much
period.
pressure.
We're in such a building
And I
period.
don't want to be that
The-
Nottingham Forest
even-
kind of
even-
thing of buying
even now,
11
the link-
players.
Get another year's experience.
I think
then
so,
maybe
yeah.
1 or 2 with a bit of more experience,
Yeah.
and then we'll have a proper squad to compete when we go
Yeah,
up there.
I
Do
think
you
so.
not think Nottingham Forest are going to stay up? Because they're kind of maybe.
No, I think Nottingham Forest will stay up, but
They're flying now,
that's
yeah.
risky though, that buying 11, 12. Like, think about 14, 15, 16
Fulham did it a
players.
few years ago. Yeah.
And
I
it's
think
hard
it's
to go up to
risky.
the Prem
I
with
think it's risky,
young,
but
a young
I do
squad.
think, in my opinion,
Really
I think Patterson, I think if he boosts up, he can be a Premier League player. Ballard, I think he can be as well. If they go up, I think Elise can be as well.
There's definitely some Premier
Dan
League players in
Neal can
there.
as well. I
With
think
one year,
Clark
with
and
one more
Roberts.
year of
Oh, yeah.
experience, they will be
And I
ready
don't
to go.
think
They'll be ready
Ahmed
to go.
Diallo is ready for United. So next year I think we might be. No, next
He's
year.
signing. He's signing.
I know
anyway.
another year loan Ahmed Diallo. If we can get Premier League football, Ahmed Diallo should come back to us for a year. If we can get Premier League football, play in the Premier League.
If we win the championship, should come back anyways.
Yeah, I
although
think so.
he would get Prem next
But
year.
then Michael Little left back as
Ah,
well.
Oh, we're here with.
Michael Bowers.
And Lee.
Yeah. Do you want to plug the channel?
Nah.
I'll plug mine. Mine channel's just Michael Bowers. I'm on 4,200 and something subscribers, so subscribe. if you
Yeah,
don't
mine's RWA Productions. I'm the project manager. Please like and subscribe. Come along and watch.
Fantastic. Right. So we've got some expert opinion here then. So how would you analyse that match?
mind. You want to go first?
I'll let you go first. You're bigger YouTube channel.
Fine. Okay. Well, obviously, what he said. Red card certainly did affect the game to an extent, although I did feel in the first half Sunderland were the better side. I thought we had 2 good efforts from Ahmed Diallo. Well, what I say, 1 good effort and 1 half one. Good effort from Ahmed Diallo where Zach Stefan basically gets the ball right to him and he should have really scored. And then the second one's when he's running down the left wing and then he tries to do a bit too much and then the chance is kind of gone. Ross Stewart had a good effort. Well, I say good effort. He was going through on goal right before half time. And then obviously the red card did change it. I think, is it Daniel Fry, Middlesbrough's centre back? I thought so. Yeah.
Was it a red?
I need to look at the incident back, but having just watched it once live, it did look like a red. It's obviously, if you're giving it, because the referee, if you give the penalty, then in that situation you've got to give the red card.
Was it a pen as well?
Again, I'll have to look at it back. I've got it on record, but all I'm going to say is, even if it wasn't a penalty, after the shambles of last week against Swansea, I think we were due a game where decisions went in our favour like that.
Well, today's match just sums up with 1,000 things where Sunderland can play really well, someone off the park. We do have key players where we've got to use them and utilise them very well. Stewart today we utilised very well. He took the penalty where the goalkeeper pied it straight back room to tap in. That was a great start towards it. When they started Sunderland performance Middlesbrough, we started taking advantage. The red card helped us to give an extra bonus, the 1-man advantage. Controversial refereeing in the first half with lack of offsides from where we were sitting. But with coming to the shove with that, we played outstanding. The chemistry on the team alone was fantastic. You can see the communication, the pressing on it. Some players are something in performance, but yet again, motivation comes to the dressing room and players are coming well together. There's a young core lads and they're playing well and they're doing really well for the first time back in the Championship from out of League One.
So it's currently the January transfer window. So outgoings first. Stewart's been linked with a lot of different clubs. Are you expecting him to stay?
Well, you can't never say never because anything could happen, but this window I'd be surprised if he left. I think if we left to another Championship club I wouldn't be very impressed because that's
with Middlesbrough.
well, for me, if he was going to go, I'd rather it was to the Premier League so we can get more money. But yeah, fair enough. I think Middlesbrough, that interest was before they signed Cameron Archer. But again, maybe they might end up coming back in for him. I'd be disappointed if we sold him this window. But it is what it is. I mean, in terms of outgoing, I mean, there's still, 9 days left in the window, you said, didn't you?
9 days, yeah.
So, yeah, still anything can happen. I doubt Stuart will leave this window, but I might be wrong.
If he does, what sort of price were you hoping for or expecting?
Well, right now, considering he's got a year's extension, I believe, that we have a right to activate. So if, say, it's activated and he's got 18 months, for me, the club put out a £10 million price tag, and I think that that's pretty fair. I know some people will scoff at that price tag, but if you look at it, he's got the best goals per game ratio in this division. He scored 6 goals, I think, since he came back from injury, and his first appearance was against Hull right before Christmas. So that's 6 goals in something like 6 games, whatever it is.
Is he the best Championship striker at the minute?
Probably not the best, because there's obviously Victor Gyökeres, Chuba Akpom's up there, but he's definitely one of the best, easily. Again, his goals per game ratio is good, and it's not just his goals, his general play is really, really, really good. And for me, the only reason that the quoted price tag's 10 million is that low is because he's only got 18 months left on his contract.
Yeah. Obviously, with the Ross Stewart, we call him not strong, but our best player we have. He did come from a low-end Scottish team, so coming in, if we do bang on 10 million from him, if he does leave, we're making a massive profit because we only paid
300,000.
We only paid 300,000, yeah. And yet again, when he came, he wasn't even a number 1 striker. He was a backup to Charlie Wyke, who is now at Wigan. God rest him because of what happened with him and all that. Right, yeah. Hopefully he's all right. But Ross Stewart, he came on miles. And obviously, when you get players like him, they only come once every so often. Where you can look at the value and you think, right, is he worth the 10 million? Is he worth more? Obviously, other teams are interested. There's Middlesbrough. There's also teams like Brentford who are after him in case Tony is out. There's players,
Rangers as well.
Rangers and all that. And these teams do have money, and I wouldn't sell for 10 million because when you asked Michael there about if he's worth that much or more, I think he's worth more because of how much he's developed at the club. Because when you look at the teams now selling players, they're getting more than what they should be. Like Chuba Akpom's and all that. At one point, it was at Arsenal Academy, made they only sold him off for about 200,000. Chuba Akpom when he was at Arsenal. So now his value has gone up like 7 million. So when you're looking at the values and development, I think Ross Stewart exceeded more than 100% of double of his value.
Obviously in terms of incomings as well then, so what's the position would you say that's the most one that needs strengthening, and who would you like to see fetched in?
Well, striker, because we've only got Ross Stewart.
Is it Sims then? Everyone else seems to be saying Sims before the...
Well, we've both got different opinions. I quite like Sims a lot. I think a lot of the stick he got was unwarranted. I think his goal per game ratio wasn't that bad. And remember, he missed nearly 2 months of the season as well. For me, Sims and I personally would have got Broadhead back, but obviously he's now at Ipswich, so that's not going to happen. For me, whoever the recruitment team bring in, I think they've earned my trust to say that they'll bring some of these decent players in personally.
With me, as long as they bring a striker in, I don't care who it is. Obviously with Sims, I thought he was a good striker, don't get us wrong, but at times he had showed some laziness where he wasn't running around. I do want someone who's a bit more youthful and paceful. I looked around the under-21s level and all that, there's plenty of strikers out there. I don't care who it is as long as they're bringing the goals.
You said you wanted Cameron Archer, didn't you?
I wanted Cameron Archer initially before Middlesbrough went in for him.
To be fair, that's a good signing for Borough, that, I think.
Yeah, now, they've literally pushed the ball for themselves there. But obviously as long as anyone who can bring in the goals in, because when last time I saw Sims play, he was very lethargic. He scored a couple of goals, but he's very lazy. So I want someone who's going to put the effort in like what Ross Stewart does, where he's running around. Sometimes Ross Stewart looks like a headless chicken when he's running around, but we need someone like that on the pitch who's going to give that 110% all the time.
It seems realistic. He's went back to Everton. I'm not sure if Everton are going to play him much. They're obviously in a relegation battle. A new manager might be coming in.
That question for me depends if they get another forward in. I think they're linked with a forward from Villarreal, I think, who was on loan at Bournemouth. It might be season before last. I can't remember. I might be wrong. But I think if Everton get another forward, then for me, I think Sims is very realistic. I think.
Is he Premier League ready, Sims? Is he?
Well, right now, no. But I think he's got the potential to be. I think with the right development, with the right coaching, I don't see why not. But I think I'd personally want to try and push for a permanent move, but I think a loan's probably more likely if he is to come back.
I think that Sims is near enough there, but yeah, again, it's a lack of experience what he's had. He's been out on loan at League One teams predominantly of his career. He's went to Hearts before he came to us, and yet again, his goals per game then wasn't that standard. So he's come to Sunderland. He's done fairly well, but if we're to look at anything more, I think Sims would be like opposed to third choice striker in the Prem or fourth choice if it were to go up. we did get him, but I don't think he's ready for the Premier League yet.
Another striker I'd probably go for is like maybe Joe Gelhardt of Leeds, but it looks like he's off to Wigan, so that's probably not good. That's probably not going to happen, unfortunately.
Joe Gelhardt's one definitely I would like, and I also like the Sam Greenwood from Leeds as well. He's a Sunderland young lad. He's from
ex-Sunderland lad, yeah, isn't he?
Yeah, ex-Sunderland lad. He knows where the back of the net is when he wants to as well.
So this result's made it very, very tight in terms of going for top 6. Do you think that you'll both get top 6, Middlesbrough and Sunderland? Who do you think is going to finish higher, and where do you think Sunderland and Middlesbrough are going to finish at the end of the season?
Still think Borough will finish higher than us. I think I'd like to say we're going. You can't not look at the top 6 when we're only 1 point off the playoffs. But I just think other squads have the experience and have the more of a know-how. I think Michael Carrick's done really well at Borough despite today's result. So I'd love to say yes for the top 6, but I think we'll probably finish around about 9th, 10th, something like that. But to be fair, for a first season back in the Championship, I'd have snapped your hand off of that at the start of the season. So I would say Borough will probably finish about 5th, and I think we'll probably finish about 10th.
I think they might go up if they finish 5th.
My money's on Norwich, personally.
Norwich, yeah.
That's who I think will, but I've been wrong before.
Yeah, I reckon that Sunderland just need to focus on stability. I don't really think that we should push for the top 6 straight away. Just to get the even balance, that's what we were saying about when Tony Mowbray came in. It's all about getting the balance first of all. Then obviously with Middlesbrough, they're doing well with Michael Carrick. He knows what he's doing. He's learned stuff from Alex Ferguson, so he's going to know a few things or two. And Middlesbrough's done well before coming here. I think that'll be their learning curve and that'll be their push now. They're already in the top 6. I don't know if they've dropped them out now, but I think they're still in it. They're still in it, yeah. But I definitely think that they'll be in the playoffs, but I don't see any promotion anytime soon. And like you said, Norwich is going to be that team. So at the minute, they're that yo-yo team, keep on going up and down.
Well, it's the David Wagner effect at Norwich, where I think he's got similar vibes. I can't stand Alex Neil, but the vibes that he gives me with Norwich are what I got from Alex Neil last year, where it's a kind of appointment that will make an impact for the rest of the season and might end up doing it. I think Norwich have got probably, for me, one of the best, if not the best squads outside the top 2. Borough obviously really underperformed earlier in the season. They shouldn't have been anywhere near where they were, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, so I don't quite think we'll make the playoffs, but I'd love to be wrong.
Well, you're possibly hinting at there. We asked people, because it's Sunderland versus Middlesbrough, one of the questions we're asking is, who's more likely to go to the Premier League first?
I think financially wise, Middlesbrough have more of the stability of the players, what the experience they have. They've got Johnny Howson, who's an experienced midfielder in the Premiership. He's been there before. I think they signed him back in 2015 when they first got promoted. It was like before we got relegated or something. When we got up, they went down to. But yeah, again, Middlesbrough have always been that team where they could track players in. I don't know how, but they managed to attract some good players and they know that, and I think they would do that if they do go up.
Are Middlesbrough more attractive than Sunderland to someone, do you think? How would you?
I think what is with Middlesbrough is because they've had the European experience in the past, whether you look back in the 90s and early 2000s, where they had the Juninhos and all that. They've got the past where people will go, oh look, they've done that with the so-and-so, I might go there. But obviously, Sunderland's more of an attractive place, really, I reckon. We could bring the better players, we've got the bigger facility, but yeah, again, it's just down to when the time comes, really. I think Middlesbrough are Premier League ready more than Sunderland, though.
The thing is, as well, we've spent 4 years in League One, and Borough obviously weren't that rubbish to sink that low. So I think, to answer your question, who will go up first, I think Borough, because they've got a more stable footing at the moment. I'm not saying Sunderland don't have a stable footing, but I think, for me, Borough have got the experience there to do it, and obviously they're able to spend, well, I don't know what their financial situation's like, but I'd imagine they could probably have a bit more firepower to spend. Sunderland, for me, should be a bigger draw than Middlesbrough, but the facts are, at the minute, I think Borough's more likely to get promoted sooner than what we are.
Yeah, we spoke to a Sunderland fan before, which I was a bit shocked with. They said that they didn't want Sunderland to go up. They didn't want them to get promoted because they weren't quite ready. Would you echo that, or do you think that's...
I would personally agree with that, because with our recruitment at the minute, we're all looking at young players in development. I don't know if that's down to what Christian Speakman's done at Birmingham and all that, but our whole backroom staff has never been involved in this entire thing before, where they're in the Championship and all that. Our owner, Kyril, is a son of a billionaire who passed away, sadly. But he's just new to it. He's got Christian Speakman, who's fairly new. He's only been involved for about 6 or 7 years in the sport. So I think it's just trying to build that experience, build the momentum, build everything behind it, get the academy up. That's what I really want us to do, really. Build the academy up, because our academy, which is category A, is very downfall. We're not anywhere near that top division.
We need to start treating it like it is category A, don't we?
Yeah, it's because obviously we've got some fantastic academy players in there. They're not getting game time, and I was saying, as I mentioned before, about Anthony Patterson, the goalkeeper. It was a couple of years back, people were frowning at me, saying that he wasn't being good enough for Sunderland's team. And I'm laughing myself today saying that he's managed to pull off clean sheets in the Championship. And arguably some big teams will come from him in the future.
Yeah, I think, like Lee said, I think we've obviously got a good. But I think the answer to the question about getting promoted, I get where it's coming from to a degree, because I do think that unless we spend, like say Forest have done, if say we did go up, if we'd have to spend really, really well and probably have to spend a bit big, and even then there's no guarantees it would work. But at the same time, if say we got promoted and then got relegated, you get a year in the Premier League and 100 million in parachute payments. So it all depends which way you look at it. For me, I want Sunderland to go to the Premier League and not just make up the numbers. I want us to go there and actually be the club I think we can be, a really real force to be reckoned with. But at the end of the day, for me, I don't think we'll end up finishing the playoffs anyway. But yeah, I get the argument. But sometimes you got to remember, you don't pick and choose when you get promoted. If the opportunities, look, if we finish the playoffs, we get promoted, of course I'm going to take it. There's no way I wouldn't take it. I just think we'd come straight back down.